Welcome to an exclusive investigative brief from our entertainment desk, reporting live on a developing story out of Las Vegas that has vocal coaches, talent scouts, and industry insiders locked in deep debate. We are tracking a major trend unfolding at the Las Vegas Resort and Casino, where a multi-generational phenomenon has taken the legendary stage at the International Theater for a high-profile 2026 engagement. The buzz surrounding this performance is undeniable, but beneath the spectacular reviews and the sea of flashing cameras, a serious conversation is emerging regarding the long-term cost of this unprecedented musical run. Our team has spent weeks analyzing recent footage, interviewing vocal biomechanics professionals, and examining the historical patterns of performers who take on heavy live schedules in extreme environments. For decades, the stage has served as a proving ground where icons are made or broken. But what happens when the artist in question is an exceptionally rare talent who has been carrying the weight of massive global expectations since early childhood? This isn't just another routine concert series in the entertainment capital of the world. It is an aggressive, high-stakes milestone that is forcing experts to evaluate whether an irreplaceable gift is being tested past its structural threshold. As we unpack the details of this special report, the glitz and glamour of the strip begin to fade, revealing a complex narrative about physical endurance, corporate pressure, and the grueling realities of modern live entertainment. To understand the gravity of the current situation unfolding in Nevada, we must first look back at the investigative timeline of this artist's meteoric rise, which began with an unprecedented public introduction over 10 years ago. It was back in 2014 when a barefoot 7-year-old child stepped onto the stage of Norway's Got Talent, delivering a rendition of classic jazz that felt deeply anomalous coming from someone so young. This was not a standard child performance. It was a highly sophisticated, texture-heavy vocal display that channeled the agonizing depth of historical legends like Billie Holiday. Our archives show that she was immediately labeled a musical miracle, gaining hundreds of millions of views and earning direct praise from global icons like Quincy Jones and the legendary members of the rock band Queen. However, foreign music industry analysts have long documented the implicit hazards of this specific type of early fame, which establishes a baseline expectation that is nearly impossible to sustain through natural physiological growth. As a child's vocal tract develops, the physical mechanics change entirely, meaning the effortless, dark resonances of youth must be completely re-engineered to avoid permanent damage in adulthood. Tracking her trajectory through America's Got Talent, the champions, and into her current era, we see an artist who has been forced to constantly outperform her own mythos, setting up a situation where backing down from a vocal challenge is simply not an option for her brand. Our field investigation into the physics of long-form performance reveals that the Residency presents a brutal microclimate that has historically caused severe vocal trauma to some of the most seasoned titans in music history. It is a known medical fact that the atmospheric conditions of the southern Nevada desert are inherently hostile to human vocal folds, which require constant high-level hydration to vibrate smoothly without causing tissue friction. When you transport a performer into a major Las Vegas showroom, they are subjected to continuous high-output industrial air conditioning systems designed to keep thousands of spectators cool, but which simultaneously strip all ambient moisture from the air. For an artist whose signature appeal relies on deep, smoky subharmonics and highly precise, raspy undertones, this ultra-dry environment is the equivalent of running a marathon through a dust storm without water. Our team consulted with clinical laryngologists who note that when vocal cords dry out, the protective mucus layer thins, forcing the surrounding laryngeal muscles to contract with significantly more force just to produce a standard note. This physical overcompensation can trigger an immediate compounding cycle of swelling and micro-tearing that can permanently alter an individual's vocal range if not met with weeks of absolute silence. The Residency schedule demands that she step out into this atmospheric gauntlet night after night, presenting an invisible logistical challenge that very few vocalists, regardless of their training, can safely navigate over an extended period. Independent musical analysis of recent from the 2026 shows indicates an aggressive repertoire expansion that appears to push the physical boundaries of human lung capacity and muscular endurance to their absolute limits. On-site observers and audio specialists have documented a performance lineup that features back-to-back renditions of incredibly demanding arrangements, including the sweeping, high-altitude belts of Whitney Houston's Run to You alongside the intricate, multi-octave shifts of Bohemian Rhapsody. Reviewing the raw performance feeds, our desk noted that the artist is not taking any tactical shortcuts. She's actively engaging full voice belts and sustaining complex vibratos that require immense pressure to execute over a 2-hour duration. Music theorists point out that transitioning seamlessly from the breathy, delicate low registers of jazz into the explosive, chest-dominant dynamics of stadium pop requires a level of muscular agility that typically takes decades to master safely. While the general public sees a flawless, emotionally gripping presentation, specialized vocal analysts are focusing on the sheer physical output required to sustain these arrangements without a substantial resting window between numbers. The tactical choice to present such a demanding sonic profile in a live setting suggests a desire to prove that her adult voice can match the versatility of any mainstream contemporary pop star, though the underlying physical tax of this choice remains a matter of intense concern. Close technical scrutiny of recent live performance footage captured by attendees has revealed subtle, yet highly definitive indicators of physical fatigue that have sparked serious concern across online vocal analysis communities. Our production team ran multi-track audio segments through diagnostic software, isolating specific moments during intensive live sets where slight, unintended vocal breaks and brief pitch variances began to manifest toward the end of her performances. Furthermore, video logs show frequent tactical adjustments on stage, such as subtle postural shifts to alleviate neck tension and a noticeable increase in swallowing and deliberate throat clearing between demanding song transitions. While a casual fan would easily overlook these minor occurrences amidst the grand visual spectacle and roaring applause, professionals recognize them as the initial warning signs of a heavily taxed laryngeal mechanism. When an artist is operating at peak physical capacity under dry atmospheric conditions, the body naturally attempts to protect the vocal tissues by constricting the throat muscles, an involuntary response that requires deliberate, intense countereffort from the singer to override. These observed moments provide concrete evidence that the punishing schedule and demanding material are actively interacting with her physiology, making the question of a mandatory rest period a critical point of discussion among her global follower base. Beyond the physical mechanics of the stage, our investigative team has uncovered a parallel narrative regarding a major operational shift behind the scenes that may be driving this relentless performance schedule. Records indicate that her previous high-profile relationship with major industry titan Republic Records has concluded, pushing her into a completely independent operational model where she controls her own masters, distribution, and touring infrastructure. Entertainment business analysts confirm that while independence offers unparalleled creative freedom, it completely eliminates the massive financial safety net and corporate infrastructure provided by a major global record label. Operating as an independent entity means that the immense overhead costs of a Las Vegas production, including venue fees, elite backing bands, lighting crews, and marketing campaigns, must be recouped directly through ticket sales and merchandise revenues. This fiscal reality creates a massive, unrelenting pressure to stay on the road and maximize live performance windows, as any cancellation or extended hiatus can result in catastrophic financial deficits for an independent team. This structural reality forces us to evaluate whether this aggressive 2026 residency is strictly a bold artistic statement, or if it is a financial necessity designed to fund her ambitious multi-album rollout, including her recent trilogies, Secret of the Soul and Secret of Love, entirely on her own terms. As we close this investigative report, we're left confronting a profound, industry-wide paradox that raises deeply uncomfortable questions about how our culture consumes and preserves monumental artistic talent. Our investigation reveals a pattern where the public demands absolute flawlessness from a generational voice, yet rarely stops to consider the human variable operating the instrument behind the microphone. The narrative surrounding this 2026 residency highlights a crucial crossroads. We are either witnessing the triumphant, self-actualized ascent of an independent pop powerhouse who is successfully rewriting the rules of the music industry, or we are documenting a perilous trajectory where an invaluable gift is being pushed past its absolute breaking point to satisfy the insatiable demands of a live audience. History has shown us time and again the consequences when brilliant young stars are handled with insufficient physical caution, leaving a legacy of cautionary tales that should serve as a stark warning to modern promoters and management teams. Only time will reveal the true impact of this high-altitude vocal run, but for now, the music world remains transfixed, watching every move and listening to every note as this extraordinary artist continues her high-wire act under the blinding lights of Las Vegas. This concludes our special entertainment report. We will continue to follow this story as her global tour and independent career develop throughout the year.